Enjoying this podcast? Get even more Bulldogs hockey news at duluthnewstribune.news/support and take advantage of our offer of 3 months of unlimited news for only 99 cents a month. Get this limited time offer at duluthnewstribune.news/support.
Here, our hobbies become our work, and our work becomes our passion. But when joint pain or injuries keep us from doing what we love, it can affect our entire way of life. That's why we meet these challenges head on. Whatever your good day looks like, we'll find it together. This is Essentia Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, like nowhere else. Visit essentiahealth.org.
Hello and welcome to the Bulldog Insider podcast, brought to you by Essentia Health. I'm Matt Wellens, the Bulldogs hockey beat writer at the Duluth News Tribune and the Rink Live. No Zach Schneider this week. He's off in Florida, but that's okay because I have 3 members of the UMD women's hockey senior class joining me this week. We kind of like to do this type of episode before players take the ice for one final time at Amsoil Arena. The UMD women host Minnesota State in a best-of-3 WCHA quarterfinal series, Friday through Sunday in Duluth. Really hoping there's no Sunday game. If we could get this done in 2, that'd be awesome. The Bulldogs actually have 12 seniors on this year's team, but only 5 are maybe moving on. As of now, we're saying they're moving on. I wanted to get 3 of those 5 on here, who we haven't talked to in a while on the podcast. So welcome back. Senior McKenzie Hewett of Edmonton, Alberta. Hi, Huey.
Hi, thanks for having me.
We have senior defenseman and assistant captain Kailee Skinner of Penticton, British Columbia. Hi, Kailee.
Hi, thanks for having me.
And back for her second senior episode, 5th-year winger Anna Klein of Edina. Hi, Kleiner.
Hey.
Kleiner, I wanted to start with you. What's it been like for you to go through all these farewells and last times and senior stuff a second time all over again?
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird. The senior night was really weird just because I did do it last year, but a lot of it's been more sentimental because I know it's for real this time. So it's a little different feeling.
McKenzie and Kailee, what's it been like for your class to have these veterans of college hockey like Kleiner and Elizabeth Giguere and Naomi Rogie around the locker room this season? What's it like to be seniors, but not the oldest, the most veteran players on a team?
I think it just it's so good, like the experience they have and like the knowledge they have to pass down, like not only to us, but the really younger players is awesome. And then just like a lot of respect for them too, because we know how hard a season is and all the extra stuff they have to go through to play another year. So I think just a lot of respect for them and just a lot of commitment too that we recognize.
Huey, could you have gone through senior day is very emotional for you guys. A lot goes into it with the hug line and everything like that. They do the video and stuff. Though Kleiner, you weren't in the video this time, I believe. They didn't make you didn't get a second video.
Yeah, no, they didn't make me go through that twice.
Huey, could you imagine going through this twice? Going through these farewells and having to, thankfully Kleiner didn't have to watch it twice, but doing this all twice?
No, I'd be a wreck. I don't know how you did it, Kleiner.
For Kailee and Huey, do either of you find it weird that Naomi Rogie was here before you got to UMD and she's probably still going to be here next year when you're gone?
I was actually just talking to her about that the other day. I was like, it's so weird that I'm leaving before you and you were here a year before I was even. And she was laughing, and she jokes about how she's going to be a grandma of this team all the time. So it is weird, but it's kind of cool at the same time.
Yeah, it's weird for me. It's like she's just, I've covered this team now. This is this would be Coach Kroll's 7th season, I believe. I've been covering it 8, and Rogie's been here for over half of it and such. Kleiner, for you, we talked about at the beginning of the season a little bit, coming back for a 5th year and how a unique experience it was. Could you reflect on what it's been like, and did it normalize at any point? What's it been like doing this for 5 years in college?
Yeah, I think it's obviously been super fun. I'm very grateful I got to come back. I think it did kind of normalize, you always forget how close you get with people no matter how old they are. Like I look at the freshmen and I'm 5 years older than them, but half the time I wouldn't even be able to tell. So it's been more normal than I expected, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just very happy that I did come back. It's been a super fun year and we have a great team and I'm really excited for this postseason now.
You want to try and convince Kailee or Huey here to change their mind?
Yeah, guys, come on, stay.
We were talking before. Huey has the big truck to get everyone out in these snowstorms. That's why she might need to stick around here, losing the ride for everyone. I want to go back 4 years. We'll start with, we asked Kleiner this question, and maybe I'll have her revisit it again, though now it's becoming so long ago. But go back to when I'm really trying to avoid the old person jokes here, Kleiner, on the podcast. For all of you, go back 4, in Kleiner's case, 5 years to when you first stepped on the UMD campus and arrived at Amsoil Arena. What do you remember from your first day as a Bulldog? Kailee, we'll start with you.
I wouldn't say I remember anything specifically. I just know that first week you come in and you do fitness testing. So that's probably what I remember the most. Probably being out on the track at Molosky and just running 300s with the girls. That's probably my first memory, I'd say.
Huey, how about you?
The first memory I had is super random. I just remember meeting Taylor Anderson, and that's it. I don't remember meeting anybody else. But then same as Skins, I think the first week we had that fitness testing, and I was so scared as a little freshman. But yeah, that's all I remember.
What does the fitness testing all involve when you get to start the season?
So it's an assault bike test for conditioning. It's a 300-meter shuttle test for conditioning, and then it's chin-ups, bench, rear foot elevated split squat, vertical jump. Am I missing anything?
We used to do like trap bar deadlifts and like, yeah, a bunch of different stuff, but we've kind of cut it down more recently.
Kailee or Huey, were either of you do you feel like you were prepared for that type of physical test your first day of college hockey?
I felt like I was. It just I didn't really know what to expect, and especially for the assault bike, that's not really a thing in Canada. So that was my first time ever on an assault bike, and it was horrible. But
yeah, Kailee, how about you?
Same for me. The assault bike really isn't a thing in Canada, so I came down a week earlier, so that was my first time on it before the test. So that was nice. But then I think mostly for the other tests, I felt pretty prepared. They do a good job of sending us the workouts before we come in.
Kleiner, I hear you have a very love-hate relationship with the assault bike.
There's no love there. No love. I absolutely despise the assault bike.
Could you describe that? What is Kleiner, because you hate the assault bike so much, describe it in your most colorful words you can.
It's like being on a normal bike, but then you have to use your hands and it's at the highest resistance at all times. And even on the normal bikes, when you're on high resistance, if you get going enough, then it kind of makes it easier because it can't keep up. The assault bike never stops. It's literally a fan of resistance the whole time.
And it's not friends with small people.
No.
So no more assault bike tests for you ever, Kleiner, huh?
I will literally never touch an assault bike again in my life.
Well, now you're really not convincing Kailee or Huey to come back for a fifth year. They're also thinking, man, I'm not going to miss that thing at all. A quote that Coach Maura Kroll mentioned this past week stood out to me. How much she appreciated. I asked her what stood out about this group of seniors that she has this year, whether it's true seniors, fifth year seniors, redshirt seniors like Rogie. She mentioned how much she appreciates the loyalty that this group has shown her and the program, because all you committed to the Bulldogs when she was relatively a new head coach, and there were a lot of unknowns here and such about where the program maybe was going and what kind of coach Maura Kroll and Laura Bellamy would be. For you, what was it that stood out? Why did you guys want to come to the Bulldogs and join this new staff? Huey, we'll start with you.
Well, when I came for my unofficial visit, I went to breakfast with Coach Lou, and at the time it was Chris Connolly. And this was before I had even toured the rest of the campus. It was the first thing we did. And me and my sister left that breakfast, and I was like, yeah, like I love those guys. Like I love everything they stand for. I asked Coach about like her coaching style, and she hit the nail on what I was looking for. And I think they just do such a good job, like especially throughout my last 4 years of building the culture and of building the what it means to be a Bulldog. And so I left that breakfast and I was like, yeah, this is the place.
Kailee, how about you?
I think the biggest thing for me was on my visit, I remember sitting in coach's office and just having a conversation with Lou, and like you could really see like the passion she had for the program and just like the love for hockey in general. And then also with conversations with coach, like I saw that too. So for me, that was the biggest thing. Like you really see that like they love Bulldog hockey and they want to do whatever it takes for this team to be successful. So that was like the main thing for me.
Kleiner?
Yeah, I think being from Minnesota, it's a little different because you hear about the Bulldogs a lot more growing up. And I would come up to Duluth for youth tournaments all the time. But when I was coming to commit here, Sammy Reber was the assistant coach, which is like such a weird turn of events because she ended up being my high school coach. But I remember coming up and doing a tour with her, and I think it was Sid Morin actually, and then meeting Coach and Lou. And I just love the campus here, and the rink is so cool when you come and watch games. I remember going to a game and I was like, yeah, this is super cool. This is where I want to come.
Sammy saw this recruit and was like, "Oh, I can't wait for her to get to UMD." Apparently, so that's why she went to the high school ranks, right, Kleiner?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
That's exactly how it went. Exactly how it happened. Kleiner, you've been being here for 5 years, working with Coach Maura Kroll and Laura Bellamy. I'm curious from a player's perspective, how have you seen the two of them in these 5 seasons that you've been here grow as coaches?
Yeah, I think they've done a lot of growth along with all of the players. So it's kind of cool to be like a part of it and do it with them. I think the communication, which it might also just be the fact that I'm older, so I'm not scared of the coaches like you are as a freshman, but communication is a big thing that I feel like is huge in a coaching staff. And they've definitely improved on that over the years. And honestly, I've always loved playing for them. I think that they're great coaches. They do a great job of empowering all of us. And it's really cool to have an all-women staff as well. So overall, the experience here has just been super cool.
Kleiner, what's it been like to see this shift in the program in your 5 years from, 16, 17, they make the run to the NCAA tournament, and then kind of have to go a bit back into rebuilding mode. And now we're seeing multiple years here of being NCAA tournament contention. And I'd have to say, going into next season as well, this team's going to be very much, and not even the NCAA tournament picture. I mean, this is a program that's eyeing another Frozen Four as well. What's it been like to be part of that evolution?
Yeah, my freshman year, it was weird. I think we were like 500 on the season, which since I've been here, we've never actually been like bad necessarily. Like we've been nearing the top 10, if not in the top 10, but it's definitely been cool. You can see the growth from 2 years ago to last year was just like huge. Seeing what we could do and making it to the Frozen Four, it was so cool. And like you said, now these next couple of years, it looks like we've got teams that can do it again. So coach has been saying recently, like for the seniors, you started from the bottom, now you're here. Like the program has grown so much, and it's really cool to be a part of that.
Yeah, and we should say at a school like UMD, when we say bottom, as Kleiner said, it's like just outside the top 10 is what the standard is at UMD. What is it like what is the pressures like that you as players face being part of a program like that, where there is no let up? Like when, a 500 season and maybe being 10th in the country is, considered missing expectations, or people are disappointed. What's it like to be part of a program like that, Kailee?
I think we're all like the type of people who just get excited by that pressure, and the coaches recruit us for a reason because they know that we can handle that. And it's just like exciting. And there's definitely like, it's more exciting to play for a program that's going to chase national championships and like expect that standard. And we all pushed ourselves to that standard to want to make it to the national championship, as well as our coaches. So I think we handle the pressure well, and we definitely welcome it.
Huey, how about you?
Well, coach always talks about how pressure is power, and I love that. And I think like every day as athletes, we're faced with pressures, like whether it's school, whether it's practicing, whether it's games. And so having that pressure is a privilege, and it's something that I think we love to have on us. And I can't wait to see what we can do with that.
Kleiner, how about you?
Yeah, similar to these guys, I think when it's also like you come into the program and you know that's an expectation. So it's almost like there's even a little less pressure on you knowing that, because it's like, well, this is why I came here. So also with that, it's like you look at our league and look who we're playing. And in some senses, it's almost like you still have that underdog feel. Like when you play teams like Minnesota, Ohio State, Wisconsin, even though now I would say we're equal, if not better than all of them, you still get a little bit of the underdog feel because you are ranked below them. So the pressure there is just like gone.
All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll have more with the UMD seniors after we hear from some other podcasts that you can get on the Forum Communications Network. You're listening to the Bulldog Insider podcast, brought to you by Essentia Health.
I'm Mick Hatton. I'm Jess Myers, and we are the co-hosts of the Rink Live podcast. We really pride ourselves on finding some unique guests and covering some of the topics of the day, not only in college hockey, but kind of across a broad spectrum.
Yep, we also talk junior hockey. We'll get some of that talk in there as well. Women's hockey, men's hockey. We try to talk to people from throughout the game and actually from all over the country. That's been one of the great things on Zoom.
And Mick and I are kind of OG, the Rink Live guys. We were here from the start, about 3 years ago now when things got off the ground, but we brought a fair amount of college hockey experience to this job. I went to Minnesota Duluth. I covered college hockey starting then when I was a student. I've covered the Frozen Four 28 times, and I primarily cover the Minnesota Gophers now for the Rink Live, but dabble in a little bit of everything.
And I've covered St. Cloud State hockey. Now this will be my 12th season. So please check us out on the Rink Live podcast on Mondays.
Welcome back to the Bulldog Insider podcast, brought to you by Essentia Health. I'm Matt Wellens, joined by Bulldog seniors Anna Klein, McKenzie Hewett, and Kailee Skinner. Few more questions we're gonna throw at you guys as we kind of wrap up the podcast sort of here. We'll see where it goes. This question's going to be easy now. Kleiner, this was harder last year, but what is your favorite on-ice moment from your 4 years as a Bulldog?
What? I don't remember what I said last year either.
Yeah. But what is it now?
Well, obviously the Frozen Four.
Right.
It was
right.
so cool. And like even the NCAA tournament with COVID, the Elite Eight being all at the same rink, that just added to it. And it was like a 2-week vacation because we were out there for so long. I mean, obviously it's a business trip, but when you have a week in between games, you're like, oh, what are we going to do now? But it was super fun. Very cool experience, but obviously want to make it all the way next time.
Literally, that was a tough question. You're in Erie, Pennsylvania during a pandemic. You get days off, and it's like, what are we going to do now? That's exactly what Clint Dawson and I asked ourselves as well, sitting out there. Kailee and Huey, for you, is it that Frozen Four last year that stands out still as your favorite on ice moment? Kailee?
Yeah, up until that, I would say when I was a freshman and it was like our first weekend and we swept Boston College, and they were ranked pretty high at the time. I think that was like my favorite moment up until the Frozen Four. And then now looking back and just like realizing how we made it to the Frozen Four, like that whole experience was super cool. So hopefully we can do it again this year.
Huey, how about you?
I agree with Skins. That first time putting on the Bulldog jersey and skating out onto the ice is something I'll never forget. And then, yeah, the Frozen Four last year was amazing, and I can't wait to try and get back there this year.
Kleiner, like you, I loved the all 8 teams in one location too. I thought that was a lot of fun. I don't think we'll ever be able to get to do that again with the current format, but it was pretty cool. What is your favorite off ice moment from your time at UMD? Huey, we'll let you go first on this one.
Ooh. There's so many to choose from. I don't know. You might want to get one of them to go first while I think about this.
All right, Kailee or Kleiner, either of you got one you can throw out there?
The only thing that comes to mind for me is like my freshman year. I don't even know if I would say this is my favorite. It's just hilarious because we had to do like a scavenger hunt where we literally had to run around campus, run around Duluth, like halfway around Duluth, it felt like. And then the winner of the scavenger hunt just got to pick what country you wanted to cook food for the coaches. And then we all had to dress up and cook food in that country style. So my country was like Germany, I'm pretty sure. So we were wearing like lederhosen and stuff. It was just super funny and good way to be welcomed in as a freshman.
That's a weird prize for winning a scavenger hunt.
And well, the winner of the cook-off got like a golden spatula, I'm pretty sure, but my team won the scavenger hunt, but then we lost the cook-off.
Okay. I get it now. Kailee, you got a favorite off ice moment?
Yeah, no, that's super difficult because there's just like so many things that are so fun. One that kind of stands out was in my freshman year, the coaches, I think they did like it was for Halloween, but they imitated our three seniors that year. So that was pretty funny. Coach had some really good selfies she did for us. So.
Huey, we're back to you. Have you thought of an answer?
The thing that stands out to me was, I think it was my freshman year too. It was either freshman or sophomore year. We did escape rooms for team builders and they were so fun. And then another thing that stands out that wasn't necessarily my favorite, but it just stands out to me and I'll never forget it, is our freshman year skins when we did that 4 a.m. beach workout. You remember that?
Yeah.
It was like this Army Marine beach workout. We were running the beaches and they made us get up at like 4 a.m. to get to this beach.
That was brutal. We're like army crawling across with like sandbags on our back, and then you have to do like hurdle jumps and sprint back. It was terrible.
Was that had to be an early season?
Yeah, that was
activity?
team bonding.
That was team bonding.
It was like right when we got to the school for the beginning of the year.
That's like some Herb Brooks, I'm going to make the top team bond over hating me type stuff there. All right. What teacher or staff member at UMD has had a dramatic impact on your time here? Kailee, you want to start on that one?
Yeah, this is actually a professor that Kleiner and I just had a class with last semester, Dr. Erkkila at UMD. I had him for my first chemistry class as a freshman and just really enjoyed his teaching style. And now last semester, one of my last chemistry classes. So he's really good. He just really has a love for his students, very good teacher, easy to talk to. And he actually came to a few of our games throughout the year too. So super cool.
Huey, how about you?
For me, I would say Paul Bates. He was my Bio 1, Bio 2 professor. And he always made an effort to reach out to us and like see how our team was doing. He comes to all of our home games and he was just super supportive of our team. And I know that he'll be a resource that we all can use down the road too.
Kleiner, how about you?
I have like three. Because like Skin said, I love Dr. Erkkila. He was a great teacher. And like Huey said, I also love Paul Bates. He was so nice. Like if he ever saw a newspaper with UMD women's hockey in it, he'd like come and bring it to me. He's just like super nice, super into hockey. And then I also loved Professor Stevenson. I had multiple classes with her and she was also great, loved her students and wanted to make sure we all succeeded and was very passionate about biology, which is what I like too. So I loved having her as a teacher.
I appreciate the professor that's an avid reader of the newspaper out there, of the classic version of journalism still. Something unique about your classes that you guys have had to go through during your college careers is playing 2 seasons during a pandemic. And I'm wondering if it at all spoiled your college hockey experience or strengthened what you've learned in these 4 and 5 years as Bulldogs. Kleiner, I'll start with you. You've benefited in a way from this because you got an extra season, another year of college.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you could go both ways on this one, for a little bit spoiling it and a little bit like making it better. I think it stinks because for me, like some of my senior class left. They didn't come back for the 5th year. So not getting like the full senior year experience with my class was a little bit tough. But I think in a sense, like you said, I got to come back for a 5th year. That's like an experience nobody's ever had before. And then also just realizing how thankful you are to get to play. It's like last year, you didn't know if your games were going to get canceled, if we were even going to have a season, what the postseason was going to look like. So just being able to make it to the Frozen Four last year was so cool with the pandemic going on. And now this year, it's a little bit less so an issue. I mean, we did have one series canceled, but you're still just excited to be playing and have something to do when a lot of other people are kind of just locked in your houses.
Huey, how about you?
Yeah, kind of the same as Kleiner. the whole COVID experience made us more grateful and more aware of like where some people that get to play hockey where others people didn't last year. And I think the whole school going online, it like taught us new resources to reach out to, and it made us go through some experiences that I think will help us down the road in the future as well.
Kailee, for you?
Yeah, I agree with these two. Like you can really go both ways with it. One thing I think was good is that last year we really got a lot of time just to spend with each other and really just grow our relationships with our teammates. And then you do lose some of the college experience and just like with classes online. I know that was hard on a lot of people, but then it was also nice to do some classes from home. So
what is next in life for each of you? Huey, we'll start with you.
Oh, I honestly don't have a solid answer yet for you. I'm thinking of going to either dental or med school. I haven't decided which one. I have to decide how much more school I want to do too. But I think right now the plan for next year is just to take a gap year and work and make some money and then apply to schools for dental or med school back at home in Canada during that year.
What's your major here at UMD?
Biology.
Biology? Okay. You know, you could play another year of hockey while you wait to decide on what med school and dental school. That's impressive. I feel like dental school was appropriate for hockey players like 20, 30 years ago before they came up with mouth guards and such, but good for you. That's really cool. Kailee, for you, what's next? What are you graduating with? What's your degree?
Biochemistry.
You all have majors that make me feel like a slacker in college, doing a broadcasting major. Kailee, what's next for you?
Yeah, so I'll be taking the med school like entrance exam called the MCAT in July, and then just taking next year to work and hopefully gain some experience in that field. And then the year after, try to get into med school. So that's the plan right now. And then one day, hopefully be like a doctor for a sports team.
Kailee or Huey, do either of you plan to still play hockey after this year, whether that's with the PWHPA or whatever's out there? Is that still in your plans?
I'm not sure. I haven't totally thought about it. So as of right now, no, but I'm open to whatever.
Kailee?
Yeah, same for me. Like it's not totally a closed door yet, but I'm kind of leaning towards more focusing on like the other aspirations I have in life right now.
Med school and hockey seems like a lot to balance, but with what you two have been able to do here at UMD in 4 years, it seems possible. Kleiner, besides planning that wedding, what else do you have on the docket here?
Yeah, I kind of forget about the wedding, to be honest. That's bad. Yeah, I'm thinking that I'm probably going to try and go to pharmacy school. That's what I'm more going towards right now, but still verge of med school always on the table. If I were to do that, I'd take a gap year. I don't think I'll be playing hockey. Me and Tommy had a little epiphany where we were like, maybe we should go to Sweden. So, that's also still on the table. So we'll see what I do next.
You'd play hockey in Sweden?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people have fun over there.
Yeah.
Tommy's just going to be a hockey spouse following you around in Sweden.
Yeah.
Good for Tommy. Good for you, Tommy. Do it, Tommy. I'm telling you. Take advantage of it now. Yeah, a lot of Bulldogs have had a lot of fun over there in Sweden playing, and they've used it to advance their hockey careers as well. Just some rapid fire here now to close things out. UMD has a contest on Twitter asking fans to pick who scores the first goal every game. Who will be your go-to pick next season as you watch the Bulldogs as fans? Kleiner, I'm going to start with you.
I mean, probably Gabby Hughes.
But a lot of people are going to pick Gabby Hughes. There's a strategy involved in this, Kleiner.
Yeah, but I just have faith.
You have faith that Gabby's going to score it anyways, so yeah. Might as well. All right, Kailee, how about you?
I'm going to go with Clara Van Wieren.
Good one.
I like that pick. That's a good one. Huey, how about you?
I'm going to go with Gabby Kraus.
Gabby Kraus. That's another hot stick right now at the end of the year. That's a good one. If you really want to be a gambler, you pick a goaltender, like I've tried to do a few times. Never works. But Kleiner, this one's just for you. Everyone else can get involved in it, but I'm dedicating it to you after your 5 years on the big screen at Amsoil Arena, innovating. You've been an innovator in these. If you could come back for another season in 2022-23, what would your gift for Amsoil intro video be?
I would probably do something with like a proposal, like the rings. Like Jig and I, people were like, why didn't you guys do something with that this year? But the cake was just too good.
The cake was good. My son loves it. Like he breaks out giggling and laughing every time he sees that pop up at the games. He loves it. That was very, very clever. I'm curious what Anna Klein's like rejected GIF and Amsoil videos are. If you have a list of like what were the rejected ones that just missed the cut over the years here.
I probably have a long list.
Kailee, how about you?
Oh, that's tough. I felt like this year I was fresh out of ideas, but I did want to do something that was kind of like maybe like shake up a champagne bottle and spray it. But I mean, I don't think that one's appropriate for the audience. So maybe a Gatorade bottle.
Maybe a Gatorade bottle?
Yeah, that might work.
Sparkling grape juice.
Yeah, for sure.
You could do something like that. Huey, what got left on the cutting room floor?
I think I would expand on my last year's, my scientist one, and I'd make like an explosion and have my hair go all mad scientist-y, something like that.
I was kind of hoping for something like that this year. I was a big fan of the scientist one last year. Who had the best GIF on the team this season? Who are we awarding that to?
I really liked Maggie's with the mascot.
I liked that one. That one was good.
I'd say either Kleiner or Maggie's.
Yeah, I'd go with Kleiner for sure. That one always makes me laugh, even though I've seen it so many times.
Where'd you get the cake from, Kleiner?
Super One.
Super One. Okay. Good cross promotion there. Super One, you stuck with a sponsor of Bulldog hockey. All right, we're gonna wrap it up there. Thank you so much to Kailee and McKenzie for and Anna, all the seniors that have hopped on this podcast over the years. We really appreciate it. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck this weekend against Minnesota State.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bulldog Insider comes out every Thursday, and you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe and rate us. For more Bulldogs hockey coverage, visit therinklive.com and DuluthNewsTribune.com. The Bulldogs women, as I said, they will be hosting Minnesota State in a best-of-3 WCHA quarterfinal series this weekend at Amsoil Arena. Meanwhile, I will be in Oxford, Ohio with the men's hockey team as they take on Miami in NCHC play. Again, visit the Rink Live and Duluth News Tribune for coverage of both teams this weekend. Big thanks to our sponsor, Essentia Health, for their continued support of the Bulldog Insider podcast. We'll be back next week. Thanks for listening.